I'm tired of waiting for motivation to come to me. So I'm just gonna force myself to love drawing again. Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Gabby, and I have not been feeling that creative spark lately. I've done a few drawings in 2024 that I've been very proud of, but since July, I really haven't drawn at all. I've been drawing a little bit here and there, maybe a total of 2 sketchbook pages and like 1 digital sketch over a course of 5 months, which is not where I want to be. Usually in the past, I've been reliant on a burst of motivation to get myself to draw, but as it appears that motivation has abandoned me, I have resorted to changing my art process in order to make my drawing more exciting, more comfortable, and more fulfilling for myself. In this video, I'm going to focus on changing 3 main things about my art process. The first thing I'm going to change is I will only be sketching in a sketchbook. Sketching with paper and pencil at the very least. The reason I'm going to do this is because I find sketching with paper and pencil to be, honestly, way more satisfying, much easier, and to give me better results than when I sketch digitally. I think one of the reasons for this is the actual texture of paper and pencil. The pencil has a little bit of resistance against the paper, which doesn't really happen on the iPad with an Apple Pencil. It kind of just slides around. I got one of those paper-like screen protectors to put over my iPad to see if that would help, and honestly, it did help. I saw a great improvement. However, I honestly believe nothing can replace drawing in a sketchbook. I think that's one of the few things that has consistently brought me joy over the years, is drawing with paper and pencil. I got into digital art pretty early, about 1 year into my art journey, but for some reason traditional art has always stuck around. It's always been a comfort to me. It's always had a space in my heart. Let it be said that I am not just a digital artist, I am a multimedia artist, and I love all mediums. One other benefit to using pencil and paper is it only allows for so many undos, as you can only erase so many times before the paper physically gets worn out or the pencil stops erasing completely, and you have kind of this blurry like smudge underneath your drawing, and it's just unpleasant. So we want to avoid that by only making a few adjustments, a few tweaks to each sketch. If there's a sketch I'm unhappy with even after my adjustments, I just start a new sketch, and most of the time that second sketch is substantially better than the first one. That's the beauty of traditional art, sketching in a sketchbook. You also don't have to throw away your old sketches, you can just keep them and draw next to them. Sketchbooks, man, like I could make a whole video about how important the sketchbook is. Stay tuned for that. Alright, on to the second change I'll be making. This is just diversifying subjects. I find like 90% of my reference images on Pinterest, and Pinterest is fantastic because you can search up literally anything and it'll just spit out like a ton of super drawable images, and they're like all aesthetically pleasing. So for instance, when I want to switch things up, I just go on Pinterest and type in like, I don't know, like cool lamp, and I can like draw a nice lamp from there. But why do that? What's the importance of varying subjects? It may seem very obvious, but it's worth saying. It's the only way to improve your versatility as an artist. If you draw the same thing over and over again, it's going to be all you know how to draw. You want to expand your skill set and widen your worldview. Look at more things, draw more things, understand how different shapes work together to create different forms. Look at different textures, different materials. Try drawing glass. Try drawing stained glass. Try drawing a plastic ball. Like, I don't know. Just draw anything, everything. I want to be able to draw everything that I see. That is my goal as an artist. When I look at something cool, I want to think, I could draw that. I don't know why, that thought just brings me comfort. And sometimes I do draw the things that I think look cool, and then that brings me pride. However, I'm not just doing this for my own skill. There is one kind of selfish reason I want to improve my versatility, and it's just so my sketchbook looks cooler and all of my art pages. Because right now there's a lot of like white backgrounds on my Instagram. It looks kind of bland, it looks kind of boring. Honestly, if I was thinking of following my account and I saw that, it would turn me off a little bit. So if I can get new colors, new subjects, new mediums, that would make everything so much more exciting. I'd be more proud to look at my account, which is one of the goals here. The third and final change that I'm going to implement into my drawing process to make things more fun for myself is just to experiment. Now, I cannot overstate the importance of experimentation as an artist. This goes hand in hand with changing your subjects. This is one of the only ways to improve. You will never improve if you stay in your comfort zone. Experimenting is stepping out of your comfort zone. You can experiment in so many ways. You can take a style that you've seen from a different artist, or just one piece of that style is usually what I do. Like, for instance, you really like the way an artist draws eyes. So in your new piece, do everything the same, but change up the eyes a little. Try that artist's style. Try a style adjacent to that artist's. See how much you like it. Another thing you could do is try a new technique. I like trying different rendering techniques, different shading techniques, hatching, cross-hatching, super blurry shading, super sharp cell shading. And the only way you'll really find your style is if you experiment with a bunch of these and figure out what works best for you. The way I draw shadows is some of the edges of the shadows are blurred and some of them are sharp. This gives the piece a nice variety, it gives your eyes different things to look at and focus on, and you don't get bored of it so easily because it has a little bit of variation within the shading. I think this is really cool, and I never would have ended up doing this if I hadn't studied other artists' styles. Other artists who used a similar style always impressed me. I always looked at their art and thought, oh, how do they do that? So I just experimented. I tried over and over again to shade the way that they did. I looked at their drawings while I was referencing a photograph to see how they would have approached the same shading situation. And then I tried it myself. If you're looking to find your style, this is the biggest way to do it. Just try different techniques. Try and try and try, and then one will click with you. And if one doesn't click with you, mix up a few and see if that clicks with you. One more way that I like to experiment is trying different mediums. This is mostly about traditional art, as there are a ton of mediums for traditional art, like markers, colored pencils, crayons, pastels, etc., etc. I could go on forever. I want to learn all of these different mediums. That's one of my goals in life, is to be able to draw in every single way possible, to be able to create art in every single medium. I think 3D sculpting is super cool. That's something I'd love to try, but none of these things would be possible if I stayed inside my comfort zone. The whole point of experimenting is getting out of the comfort zone. I know I've said this like 2 or 3 times now, but it is important as hell. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to draw things you are unfamiliar with until you are familiar with them. You need to try a new medium that's scary and daunting until you understand how it works and you start to fall in love with it. Art is about creating, right? And there's no fun in creating the same thing over and over, in my opinion. Maybe that's fun to someone else, but I would like to create something that's different, fresh, new. I want to keep my audience engaged. I want to keep myself impressed. I'm not going to be impressed if I keep drawing digital portraits for the rest of my life. I want to draw scenes. I want to draw backgrounds. I want to draw full-body pictures. I want to draw cartoons. I want to draw everything. Maybe I'm too ambitious, but this is what brings me joy about art, is being ambitious and wanting to try everything. There's always something new. You can beat a video game, you can finish a book, but you will never be done improving your art style. You will never be done drawing. You will never be done learning art. There is so much to learn in art. It's like an endless journey, and that excites me because I know I'm never going to exhaust it. So of the things I've talked about, I have made an effort to implement some of them over 2024. For instance, varying subjects. I've done a lot of sketchbook pages where I've drawn random objects, which is not something I've done before, but I have noticed an improvement in my art because of it. Drawing props is easier, drawing random sketches of things I see around me is easier and more satisfying because I'm able to do it well now. I don't know, it kind of changes the way I think about doodling. I just look at something and I'm like, I could doodle this. I think every artist should have a chance to experience that feeling of confidence and excitement of looking at something and thinking, I could draw this. It's good, it's a good feeling. So for 2025, we are locking in. We are making these art progress changes, and hopefully I will see a big improvement in my art. If you want to tag along on my art journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, or else you will lose me to the YouTube algorithm and probably never see my beautiful face again. Alright, don't mean to scare you with that, but that's all I've got today, so thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching, honestly, and I will see you in the next video.